5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are live. What's up, everyone? Who just popped up?
What up?
We got Marisa, Carrasco, and Hunter.
Havenor.
Hey guys.
What's up, guys? We're at episode 32.
32.
That just shows how crazy we've been getting because we are forgetting.
Yeah, because we're late to everything.
No,
so.
You're late, but you're early. That's
Always.
what's awesome.
Fashionably late.
Shout out to Brandon. Brandon, we love you. Brandon Carrasco. We know we're at a bachelor party, probably getting crazy with some chicas. But we're still going to run the show, guys. So cheers to episode 30.
Cheers.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be
32.
here.
So, honestly, guys, I'm just happy to have made it this far. You know, just to have this much film and documentary up to 32. That's over 32 hours of film. I already told you guys my plan on what we're going to do this winter. We're going to tear it up.
It's going to be crazy, guys.
It's going to be crazy. So just to start this episode off, I just want to obviously, give some acknowledgement to the art. So we got Alien. What do you guys want to name him?
I'm the worst at naming.
So
things.
guys, just to give you guys some background story, Hunter, he's a skateboarder, BMXer, biker. He shreds in Albuquerque. He shattered these two boards, and in one night you painted these two pieces, right?
Yeah, I actually painted these for Marisa's birthday, and ironically, I actually did both of them in one night. I don't know. I just felt like.
Which one did you start with?
I think the one on the left was first, for sure.
Pretty low, huh?
I'm like, that's Hunter, that's me. That's how I think it.
I like how your night started off pretty normal, and then on that second half of the night, he's like,
yeah, the
triangles.
The one on the left is sort of a self-portrait, and then the one on the right is definitely Marisa.
Nice. That's a big heart right there. Cheers to that.
Yeah, the biggest
Cheers.
heart.
And they look perfect together, by the way. Nothing goes better than triangles and circles.
Absolutely.
So for those of you guys that just tuned into the podcast, please subscribe Against the Grain Custom. We don't post every week. I know the algorithms on YouTube will recommend it. We don't do that. So it's just best for you to subscribe right now. You'll get a notification. Ring the bell. We got Kurt Cobain. We got Marisa
Carrasco.
And we're having the best time. Seriously, guys. So, Against the Grain, episode 30... Did I say Against the Grain? Oh my God.
Same thing.
Against the Grain, episode 32. I got two of the closest homies. And I promoted you guys on Instagram as the Shred Fam.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously.
Of course, always.
Yeah, well, we love to fucking shred with you.
Dude, we... Honestly, looking back, after I posted that, I'm like, we went hard.
Yeah.
This winter.
Yeah, COVID made it a year to shred.
Dude, if you booked your tickets early, we had the mountain to ourselves, am I right?
Yeah, that's if you plan in advance. We were trying to go to Santa Fe all season, and we just had the darndest time. I mean, it's kind of hard being in the middle of a pandemic, makes it kind of difficult to reserve everything. But with all that being said, not being able to get into Santa Fe was sort of a hidden blessing. We actually explored a lot of different mountains this year. Yeah, we ended up going to Taos. We went to Wolf Creek. We went to Sipapoo. Purgatory. So that's already four new mountains.
We went everywhere around.
Honestly, that's probably the best thing you guys could have done.
We went to Sandia. That was actually
Sandia
really sick.
open this year?
They had one day and we went and it was windy as fuck, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
and
that's actually 4 different places.
Yeah, it gets a lot of wind, yeah. I almost broke my back at Sandia.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Because you said, it gets a lot of wind. And I thought, it looks like powder.
Yeah,
and it's just pure ice.
Yeah.
You know how they have so you know how the lifts, you know how you're going down and they have these big poles that support you? My back went straight into one of those things.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, okay, this is it.
Did it hurt?
It hurt. But I was buzzed enough to come back.
Yeah, speaking of snowboarding injuries, those are...
Dude, I want to talk a little bit more about these, though. Do you guys both kind of just throw, stuff on the canvas every now and then?
Yeah, she's very artistic. So,
I know Marisa is, and like after seeing this, when you said it was you, I was like, oh dang, like that's pretty good.
You should see some of her school notebooks. That's where some of the best doodles.
That's all
my best doodle was like.
Dude, as soon as like a professor starts talking, that's when the best.
Me too,
like,
and I'm like, oh, I was drawing a doodle, and now
later.
it turned into like a whole animal, like it's a whole scene.
That's
like,
sick.
I love to like. Have you ever like folded a paper in four, and then you draw like different designs on each side, and then you open it?
Yeah.
That's
no,
the
but
best. The best art comes from that with doodles, like.
No way.
Yeah.
So it like paints itself without you. It's like a. It just like does it itself.
Like, it's like a work in progress. So you just fold it into fours, draw a bunch of different doodles on one side, flip it over, open the other empty side, and then the other side.
Is that what you did a lot?
Yeah. And it comes out so fucking cool.
See, that's why you guys are my best friends. Like, to be honest, for those of you guys that are watching, like, Against the Grain, like, obviously, you know, we do all kinds of crazy stuff. We snowboard, we shred, we bike, we surf, we do everything and above. But, like, my best friends, they have such an open mind, and they're so creative. Like, you guys are so awesome. Like, I'm attracted to creativity. Like, obviously, like, I think one of the biggest things that we have, like, in common is, like, music. So, like, we'll start in music, and then we'll, like, build off of that.
Expand, yeah.
Like, remember, like, the Trap House?
Oh, the Trap House. If you don't know, you're not from Albuquerque.
If you don't know, you're a loser.
Yeah,
if you're not at the Trap House, where the fuck you at? Just kidding.
Dude, the Trap House, I'm not kidding you. I went on Instagram Live before this, and I had at least, like, 6 people comment, like, oh my god. Like, you guys have, like, the name of, like, the Trap House.
Yeah, that was our name.
That's
Everybody knew it. Best party house you'll ever
Literally
know.
the best. And, like, I've been going hard since, like, 11. I've taken a break. I'm chill. You guys know I'm chill.
You're grown up now.
But, like, I just remember showing up at the Trap House.
Life.
And, like, I told, like, my Instagram Live, I'm like, it's a perfect combo. Because, like, your roommates or whoever lived with you were, like, in the sorority.
Shout out to A's and D.
D, I love you. Aza, I always got your name wrong. And so, like, the homegirls would show up, and they're like, we're at an Instagram. We're at a... Not Instagram.
Sorority.
We're at a...
Yeah, they were very
They would show up, and they'd have their frat friends. They're like, yo, bro. And then we would invite
we bring all the ratchets.
Yeah, we
bring
like the snowboarders, the shredders, like the ravers, and we would just clash everyone. And kind of like we just like
it was
let
the
it
best
melt.
mix ever.
It was like a melting pot.
Yeah, everybody had the best times there.
It
like
really
I'd be
was.
walking around UNM and like people would be like, "Dude, you live at the Trap House."
Yeah,
I'm like,
dude.
Who are you?
I know, it was insane, dude. So like when I like see people's like, cause my friend just made a poster. It's called Land of Entrapment. Shout out to Mongo Manny.
Yeah.
Like when I hear like trap, I'm like, dude, we like literally ran the Trap House.
Yeah.
And then even before the Trap House, like, do you remember whenever Solano rented out the apartment complex by the Frontier?
I do, yeah.
Dude, we rented out an entire...
It was
not
like
rented, like low-key, like under the table, rented out an entire apartment complex.
With the balconies and everything.
Dude, we
remember that.
We had the whole, like, university party.
Yeah.
Dude,
just like on the fucking balconies.
Dude, we had at least 3 DJs. I cannot exaggerate this. We had a DJ on the bottom level. We had a DJ in the backyard, and then we had a DJ on the roof.
Yeah.
And the only reason we got caught is because some dumb...
FX?
No, dude, it's basically
better
like...
than FX.
We kind of went up FX.
Yeah, FX
The
is
only
like...
reason that, like, it got shut down is because some stupid sorority girls were, like, throwing bottles off the roof, and they're like, hey, Jersey Shore! So...
Well, shout out to them.
Well, shout out to Snooki for ruining our party. No, I'm just kidding.
You guys have generated a lot of core memories for a lot of people.
Yeah, but Hunter, honestly, like... I was talking to you and Riz before this, and I just feel like I couldn't invite one without the other. Like, you guys have been together so long. Ever since the Trap House started, ever since, like, all that began, like, you were a part of it.
Yeah.
You know?
That was fun.
Like, you were one of the main homies. You guys ran it. I consider you guys, like, king and queen of Budke. Seriously.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
okay, that's quite a title, Josh.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, to me, that's what you guys are.
Making us blood.
Like, so obviously Brandon's out of town, and I was thinking to myself, like, you know, what guests can I invite, you know, that Brandon doesn't really know, but that are, like, super important to me, and, like, I couldn't think of anyone else but you guys.
Oh, man, I'm like...
So, you guys are really the true
Josh.
homies. And the fact that you guys painted like our own art and stuff, and even brought
drew this pumpkin.
Shout out to fall, baby.
Like fall season, spooky season. Come see me at the farmer's market.
No, speaking of the
farmer's
market.
They got 3,000 pounds of pumpkins. They have a
actually
pumpkin patch with 4,000 pounds, excuse me.
Wow.
4,000 pounds of pumpkins have been harvested in the past 3 days, 4 days?
2 days.
2 days. Oh,
that's a lot.
Excuse me.
So if those of you guys that don't know, like Marisa and Hunter, like volunteered themselves to sell fruits and veggies on Sundays or Saturdays.
Both.
Yeah,
both.
The farmer's market.
Every time I get on Instagram, I'm like, damn, this girl's hustling.
Yeah,
I just eat the corn.
Gotta make that money.
I don't
Send
sell
me a
it.
piece of that corn for later.
It's the best.
Get that corn out of my face.
Dude, seriously, like that. So, is it at the farmer's market or whatever on Central?
So it's a downtown
is it the
growers
rail yard?
market.
We do both.
And the rail yards.
So at the rail yard, the old destroyed one?
Yeah, have you been there though?
Yeah, I've been there recently.
They've actually been
revamping
revamping it. There's
I can't
actually
really talk about it, but we were there for work, and it was so they're revamping one side, and then one side's like destroyed.
Well, they're actually revamping the destroyed side too. So they've poured like a bunch of concrete.
Dude,
there.
It's a bunch of like awesome space.
Cool. I think they're gonna have content.
Yeah, that's what they were telling us. They were like, "This is the last like explosive shot we could use here, or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Like they were just saying, like, "This is the last time that we could like." Kind of destroy this place, like before they could like make movies or whatever.
There was even
like the week before they were filming a movie here. I'm like, what?
They were. I forget the name of the movie, but it's a zombie movie essentially, and they're having.
Is it called The Kingdom? Just kidding.
It was on Netflix.
Dude, if you guys haven't seen The Kingdom, bro, oh my god.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Sorry.
just like a little side note, guys, for you guys too. Koreans are destroying the Netflix game right now. I'm not kidding you. So, but the good thing is like the Korean films that they're pushing out of the TV series, they're like voiced by Americans. So when they talk, it's like, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to fight?"
So it's dubbed.
Yes, but it's not. But it's good enough to where like you can just watch it through. Yeah.
Or is it like really cheesy?
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a project, and guys, you have to respond tomorrow on Instagram. So there's this new show. It's called Squid Game.
Oh, I've seen that.
It's on Netflix.
It's like topping the charts.
Dude, it is insane. It is insane. It's like Saw mixed with like all of our like trivia, crazy, gross games. What is it? Hunger Games? It's like all that scary? Combined in one.
Or just
my girlfriend watched it and she's like, I don't know how you're watching this.
So it's dystopian.
It is super gory.
Oh,
but
man.
It's cool.
Ooh, I love gory shit.
It's cool. So they take all these people that like have $0. They're just like at rock bottom, and they give them this card, and they're like, "Hey, you could win $40 million. Show up at this place." And they show up, and there's a van that picks them up, and as soon as they get in the van, it like gasses them out, and then they wake up and they're like in a jumpsuit, and they're like in this game, and they have all these games like kind of like Saw, not Saw, but like. Kid games.
Yeah.
And whoever wins the game makes it to the next round.
Do the other people
reminds
die,
me of Spy Kids.
It's exactly like that, huh?
Do the other people die?
Yeah, like super bad. It's so bad.
Would you do that?
Never. After watching that show, I would never. Like the way that they die is like the worst way ever.
Well, you're obviously a tribute at that
So
point.
guys, like just as an example, like to like one of the games is they play tug of war, but they're playing like on a 5-story building. And so, like, whoever wins the game of tug of war, like, yanks the other team off. What? I'm serious.
Do people, like, bet on it or something?
So, like, the whole game is revolved around, like, super rich people who just, like, gamble people's lives.
Oh, I watched a movie like that. Yeah. I can't think of the fucking name.
It's like Hunger Games, exactly. And they're like, yes, I bet on number 39. Or they're like, I bet on 69 because I like that number. Huh?
Yeah.
And, like, people are, like, screaming, like, ah.
Excruciating pain.
What was that movie we watched? Did you watch it with me? It was a scary movie and it was.
You guys showed me Rick and Morty, and I will never ever forget that.
And Major Lazer. I love
that show.
And Major Lazer.
I kind of knew about them, but I didn't see the music videos.
I'm all down.
The show's better.
No, that's just as close. Oh no, yeah, the show, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
the
what
show,
you're saying. Yes.
not the band.
Yes, the show. Yes, I did watch it.
And Rick and Morty too, though, because that was like.
I will never forget the time.
Again, Trap House.
Yeah, exactly. So this is like Trap House, like prime time, and I would always show up early because I would have school till like 7 p.m. and I'm like, screw this, I'm gonna go to Marissa's house.
Always. And
you're like, bro, we're watching. I'm like, you're watching a stupid cartoon. I'm like, what is this, like South Park? And you're like,
no.
just watch this, please. I remember you saying, you're like, just watch this.
Because I remember you were judging it.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. I'm like, what is this, like?
Another stupid anime.
Yeah, I'm like, what's that game? What's that movie called? Like, where they time travel? Back to the Future? Because they base it off them. I'm like, wow, what a freaking ripoff. And you're like, please watch this. And it was like season finale of season finale of like season 2.
Yeah.
And it's like where he gets arrested and he's jumping into all the different consciousnesses. Yeah. And I was like,
the flies and stuff.
Dude, I was like on a level. I'm like, oh my god. I finally found a show that was kind of smart but funny.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of shows dumb things down so much to where you're like, aha. But Rick and Morty is so smart, you're like, oh my god.
It makes you think, too. You're like, damn, that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Like, the concepts are always complex, but like you said, they're able to simplify it.
Exactly. So when you watch it for the first time, you're like, your mind can't really comprehend.
Yeah, especially if you watch the season finale of episode 2.
And I started off with that. So I was like...
I remember you're like, what the fuck are you watching?
He saw this before season 3 and season 4. Is there a 5th season yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I just
started. Gosh. Okay,
we'll watch it after this.
Yeah, we can watch it later. Insane. The last one I remember is like Pickle Rick. That's like how far behind
it gets crazy.
Yeah.
And the Slut Dragons. Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was such a good episode.
Oh, censor.
That was a good episode.
I'm like, I don't know.
He's all farting. Don't look. Wait, actually keep looking.
That was an awkward experience.
Yeah.
If you're familiar.
Oh,
so,
man.
shout out to Rick and Morty. Season 28. We'll hope to get on that one.
Yeah, we'll be there.
By then we'll build enough clout, right?
Yep. We'll be characters on that. Look for us.
So,
there'll be our intro. There's a Rick and Morty Simpsons intro.
There is. With the actual guy from Back to the Future. They've been doing skits with the actual guy from Back to the Future.
Wow.
He actually plays Rick.
That's perfect.
No.
I'm not kidding you. He like totally sells himself.
I'm like, Josh is always like a step ahead of us.
Dude, I'm just crazy.
I'm a day late and $1 short, man. Tell you what.
Hey, it's probably better for you, honestly. That's why you guys look so young.
Hey, ignorance is bliss.
True. So I'm glad to have you guys at the table. Hunter, thank you for repping our merch, dude.
Hold on.
When I saw you show up, I'm like, okay, this guy's repping hard.
There
you go.
I thought to rep it, but this is a shirt I made.
That's hard. Dude, honestly, I almost wore your... So, if you guys don't know Marissa, she tie-dyes the best shirts ever. And you actually tie-dyed one of my Red Hot Chili Peppers shirts.
Oh, yeah. It was
and
like
I wore it to
blue,
Coachella.
green, yellow, right?
Dude, I wore it to Coachella day one.
Hell yeah.
And there were so many people that asked me about it. They're like, dude, that is so sick. I'm like, one of my best friends, like, she does tie-dye. Like, she did this.
Yeah. That's my favorite type of art. Like, dude.
It's hard.
That's where I feel my soul. Like, painting is harder for me, but tie-dye, like, it always just...
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because you, like, put so many different layers into it.
Yeah. It's a whole, like, fucking process.
I can't do that. Like, once I like, got that shirt from you, I'm like, wow.
I'm like, does that shirt
because that was my favorite... I was going to wear it tonight, but it's kind of small.
I was going to say, Josh is, like, getting buff now.
I'll get small.
No. You wrestlers like to cut weight, though.
You were a little heat, though, when I made that for you.
I know, I was a little skinny kid. I was like, I got a Coachella. Now I'm all,
This is like the heaviest I've ever been. I just weighed myself in his bathroom. Clocked it 239. Big old
cheers to the big boy. It's all in the hair. It's all in the hair. Dude, that hair is thick. My hair is so thick.
It's the hair.
Apparently, it's heavy.
It's wet. You can tell.
You're proportionate.
I would have been 240 if I was wet.
Dang, dude. No, so honestly, like, dude, I've had like, I mean, not to brag, not to anything, but like, I've had a lot of people in like the last 2 or 3 weeks, like, they're like, dude, can you, like, let's get on the podcast, like, let's run it.
Yeah.
You know, I've been going to all these art festivals, I've been going to all these things. Is that the good news?
Yeah.
Did you hear about it? And I just keep thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, like, that sounds good. But then I think about like all of like the realest homies, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you guys are so much more important to me. When this podcast blows up, and it will, I know it will. Like, I want to look back at the first 100 episodes and be like, those are reoccurring guests.
Yeah.
You know?
Like SNL, have you seen how SNL, like, they have the people that have been there, like, 5 times?
Yeah.
It's an exclusive club.
Exactly.
To have been on a show.
See, and that's how I want to be on here. Like, I have, like, a lot of people that, you know, talk about our podcast. And, you know, obviously, you know, we had our little merch run.
Yeah.
We sold merch. We sold a lot of merch. We sold out real quick.
Merch.
Against the
Kiss the
grain.
badge.
So, little subtle announcement. We have the original Against the Grain shirts, but within pink.
Ooh.
That's going to be coming out in about a week. But, like, that's not our forte, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sit here and act like, oh, yeah, we know how to run this shit. Like, I'm a merch designer and I'm going to... Dude, we're not about that. Like, Marisa, Hunter, you know me. Like,
yeah.
I'm just a real homie.
It's just the realest shit.
Yeah,
like,
and like, you know, you and I both know, like, we're so busy in our lives.
Yeah.
So, like, what we can put into this, we will. And so if
you
you guys
have
want a
been.
shirt, if you guys want, like, pink, if you guys want anything, if you have any suggestions, like, just let us know. Like, it's not like we're going to just shut the I am down.
Yeah.
You know?
If you
Hunter
want
will
tie-dye.
answer all your emails. No, I'm just
If you want tie-dye, hit up the intern.
So I'm glad that you brought that up because one of our plans was to get that original long sleeve in white.
Yeah.
And then see how the ATG is white? We're going to black that out and then tie-dye it.
I hadn't even
pattern
bleached
if you
this
want it.
yet.
We're going to bleach it hard.
I hadn't even bleached it yet.
We're going to bleach it hard.
That would be sick.
So all my hippie friends, shout out to Lauren.
out.
I know Lauren's here
Yeah,
too.
Lauren.
Lauren was commenting.
I know, Lauren's
earlier.
been waiting for this.
She's like, shout out from NC. And my stupid idiot brain's like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
New
New York. She's all, no, North Carolina. I'm all.
Oh, you're like, sorry, Lauren. Close enough, though.
I'm all I know is Maui. No, I'm just kidding.
This is live, by the
Josh
way.
is stuck on Hawaii mode.
I am so in
case you
Hawaii
don't
mode,
know.
guys. We're going to have a Hawaii podcast soon. I just came back from Maui, Hawaii, and it's honestly, like, breathtaking. I told
Look
you
at that
guys...
town.
You came back from vacation to the land of mañana.
Yep. And honestly, I will always consider Albuquerque home.
It's home, dude.
How can you not?
I was born in Albuquerque, you know, raised in Los Chavez, got a little country feel. Me and Marisa,
Yeah.
we grew up together. So if you guys that don't know, me and Marisa have been friends since we were like, you know, 8 years old.
Yeah, children.
Two
Like,
little
me and
country
Marisa-
kids
Little
miss
So like,
Yeah.
and it's so crazy because like we would only see each other like twice a year.
Yeah, Matanzas.
Yeah, so we would show up at Nana's house.
When you drink like this with the wine thing.
No, it's not that. It's more rowdy. So me and Marisa would show up, and you would be like Andrea Scholander,
Yeah,
and I had a crush on her at the
I
time.
know. Shout out to my best friend.
Shout out
I haven't
to
seen her in years,
Scholander.
Still love
And
you.
I would just show up and be like, "Hey, Riz, like, what's up?" You know, I didn't
Yeah.
have no friends. Everyone was older than
Yeah,
us.
we were always like this,
And
the in between.
We were
age,
so
you know?
middle. Like Jake and them were way
we
older.
were partying, and then they
Slam.
were like babies.
And they're like, "Hey," they're like, "if you stir the chicharrones, we'll give you 3 beers." We're all.
and we
I'm all,
would do it.
"Oh, you want to?"
You're
She's like, "Yeah." Me and Marissa were like, "Rah!" We were going so hard, and they're like, "Okay, here you go." We're like, "This is
like
sick."
stoked about like
Dude,
a Bud
we were
Light.
so
You
stoked.
know?
Yeah, we were so young. I mean, it wasn't. I'm just kidding. It was non-alcohol, but still, just kidding. No, but we went crazy though.
Yeah.
And then like since then, that like you know how you have those like beginning like type of relationships
Yeah.
like where you like reach a new dimension almost in your own like age.
Yeah. in
How
your
many
life,
dimensions
like,
are there?
and
Dude,
we
we were-
grew up
there's
together.
a lot.
Like every time I would be somewhere, I'd be like, dude, there's Josh.
Exactly. So like I think the moment that we got the closest was whenever you moved to Belen High School, my high school.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Was it senior year,
right?
right?
It was in between junior year, so
Yeah.
like halfway through.
Exactly. So like, you know, she went to Las Lunas High School. I went to Belen High School, which is like, you know, within a 30-mile
they're right
radius.
there.
Rivalry high schools, whatever. And Marissa moved to Belen. And as soon as Marissa moved to Belen, I think we had like our first class
Yeah,
together, like PE
and like
or
you know, I
something.
didn't know a lot of people from Belen.
No.
I knew a handful of people. I'm like, dude, Josh, like, yeah, showed me the
Just
ropes.
like that.
You know, welcomed me, and we've been friends since. Like,
Yeah, we have.
I mean, we've been friends since we were young, but like,
Yeah.
growing up together has been fucking
For
cool.
sure. I think there's a thing about like loyalty that we just kind of grew up
Yeah.
with. where it's like no matter what, like me and Marissa will always just like be loyal to each other. And like Hunter, since you came along too, like it's like the same thing. Like as long as like Marissa has like your blessing, it's like the same as me, you know?
Yeah.
She's like the godmother.
Yeah, we're fam. Like you guys like have been friends too. Like
exactly. Like I remember in like 2013. Remember I would bring like some homies like from India or like just some people I was stressing with. And like we would just like we came there to de-stress and they would like overly stress.
Yeah, I'm like
dude, like stressed out, huh?
Yeah.
See, but that's what I love about you guys is like, and I've been like telling a lot of people lately, like you can't control everything.
You can't.
You can't. Like it's all about you, and obviously, like. If you don't think that life's not going to throw you curveballs, then you're retarded.
Yeah.
Life's going to throw you curveballs, and you almost just got to expect it and let it flow.
It's how you deal
We've been riding on a curveball this whole time. We're orbiting the sun.
Yeah.
It's just a curveball.
At any moment, the sun could just be like, nah.
Yeah, we could just all be like,
fry it.
You know?
The fact that we're alive is like
it's so
0.0001%.
alive at this point, at this very existence. I'm getting kind of deep. Like,
but we've had these conversations before though. It's not like this is the first time we're ever talking about this.
Don't get dizzy though.
Don't get dizzy. Look in my eyes. We'll be all right.
Guys, we made it to this very exact point in life.
And like to me, like what life is all about. And like you guys know, I love Jesus. I always praise God. I think there's a higher power.
Yeah.
So do you. Like I've talked to your family.
It'd be kind of selfish to think there wasn't a higher power than you.
Yeah. And Jordan Peterson. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't have much to elaborate on.
Jesus.
As a person.
Right. If you ever seen Jesus in the flesh.
As a person, like you can't expect to be the center
that's deep.
of the universe, you know. The world doesn't revolve around you.
I think
nor does it revolve around me.
Kendrick and Jordan Peterson said it best. And it's like, if you don't believe in God, at least pretend like you do. Because if you die, you know, you don't want to...
You, like, can't chance that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you going to do if, like, you're, like, completely reject everything?
Yeah.
And then you pass away, which we all are. It's going to happen, guys.
Yeah, I mean...
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, there is a God.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
I definitely believe in, like, a higher power, but I just don't like religion.
Yeah.
And that's just on
me. Dude, and honestly, I couldn't relate more. Because religion... Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, like, that movie, The Passion.
Yeah, I saw it like back in the day.
That's like the closest thing that you could get to like reality.
The reenactment.
Yeah. So like when God came down, he was, and I've said this on another podcast that I was a guest on, but when God came down, he was against the grain. Because all the people were so holy and like we're like, you can only come through us if we.
It was their practice.
And then God came down. He was like washing like hookers' feet. He was like telling everyone like I love you, and they were like, huh?
Shout out to the hookers.
Shout out to Jesus.
Well,
Shout out to Mary Magdalene.
I know one thing for sure. It's not my job. It's not my job to judge anybody else.
Yeah. See.
That's not your job.
Dude,
it's not your job.
Dude, that is so big because I feel like everyone thinks that that's their job.
Yeah.
You know,
judging how other people live.
Opposite, yeah. They're like, oh wait, is this okay to like? Is this okay to not like? And it's like,
that's not your job,
bro. Can I
bro.
throw out a funny quote?
Throw it hard.
Only Judy can judge me.
Ooh. You know, only Maury can judge me. No, you are not the father.
Just like start dancing all.
Yeah, they're all. Haha, you're pregnant. No, I'm saying.
They're like, oh, actually, the results are wrong.
Oh hell.
Nah, but for real, like, seriously, like, we stroll through life. We've been through like traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
Stuff that we can't really like go in too deep on. All of us.
Everybody has their own traumas.
Yeah, but like you can even learn stuff without trauma.
Yeah.
You know, there's like certain like moments in life where you just open up your mind enough to like realize like, oh, this is what it's about.
There's learning things the easy way, and then there's learning things the hard way. The hard way usually involves trauma and
right.
pain.
And to be honest, like some of us have no control of that. Like some of us are just born into trauma.
Yeah.
And there's nothing we can do about it.
Being a product of your environment.
Yeah.
Like,
but like if you're born into trauma, if you grew up suffering, if you grew up like being, like what it's like,
the
guys.
Hardships,
like yeah.
And no one deserves that.
But still, like there's like some of the most important people on earth grew up with the worst trauma ever.
Yeah. It's like how you make it through that.
It is.
And I'm not saying everybody has like the same battle or like deals with the same trauma.
It's all different.
But you can work through that, and I'm really grateful for everybody that's made it through and like persisted and like made their lives from fucking nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Am I allowed to cuss on this?
Yeah, of course. No, but like Riss, like me and you can both relate, and me in the middle, like we grew up from nothing.
Yeah.
We really did.
Yeah.
Like our parents
worked hard.
They worked so hard,
like,
and our parents are doing well. They're doing good in life, but like we were number one priority to them.
Yeah.
Even if it was just Belen High School.
Yeah, like just growing up, like playing soccer, like I don't want to relive everything, but like having that support from my parents like made me who I am today,
Yeah.
I can't
you were
imagine
sick at
not
soccer,
having
by
them.
the way, and your sister Liv.
Yeah. Shout out to Liv.
And Hunter. Hunter was
I'm like,
sick at soccer. I remember whenever Riss started dating you, she's like, this guy's sick at soccer, bro. I'm like, what? She's all, no. Like, he's the real deal.
It's my man's.
She's all, Mariano ain't got nothing.
Mariano!
You ever used to bring Mariano to your party? Dude, Mariano, shout out from Romania.
Where's he? Still in Romania?
No, he's in
Phoenix?
Phoenix, yeah. Every time I go to Phoenix, I stay at his house. Real homie right there.
homie.
Shout out to Mariano.
Cheers, Mariano.
You're a real homie.
He was my first friend at soccer. I don't know
Dude,
if I ever
Mariano's
told
one
you
of the
that.
realest guys ever.
Yeah, when I went to soccer, like the girls' team wasn't practicing yet when I went to Belen. But my dad worked there, and he's like, the boys are practicing, go practice with them,
See?
Which made me better, honestly. But none of the boys wanted to be my partner at soccer because they're like, I'm not going to train with the girl. And Mariano was the foreign exchange kid. And he's like, hey, you want to pass? His accent. And I'm like, dude,
Heavy
sure.
Russian accent.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Armageddon? This is a Russian space station. Like, that's how he
literally,
talks. I'm not
so
kidding.
deep. Yeah.
Heavy R's.
Yeah, that's
And
literally.
I'm like, yes.
He's like, you want to be my partner? I'm like, sure.
Dude, if a guy talk, dude, ever since I watched that movie, like, as soon as I heard his accent, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm with you, brother.
Dude, foreigners are always the coolest.
Mariano, I'm gonna send this video to you. You grew up with us in high school. I know you grew up in Romania. You became an American. Like, your life is such an accomplishment, brother. Seriously. And the fact that you were there whenever I like took out 6 of my ribs, you were there in ASU. Mariano was the only guy that was there.
Oh, dude, I'm like that.
Bro.
I don't know. Can we just like change?
That's like a
subjects
core
like
memory
that?
of mine.
Yeah, when Josh, when you were going
through
through all that stuff, like we were like so concerned.
Yeah, it was a hard time.
Like,
it really was.
You were like skinny. You weren't feeling good. You're like, what is going on in my life?
Dude, I could not figure it out.
Poor Josh, like.
Yeah.
And I remember you're like, I'm getting a bunch of my ribs taken out.
Yeah,
and
I'm like, this is the next step, I guess.
Like, I remember I'm like, are you gonna make a necklace out of them or something?
Dude, I tried to.
Remember
do you still have them?
No, they wouldn't let me keep them. They're like, this is like...
That's my
so
property!
weird.
That's what I said. Like, my buddy, my
Yeah, like, you should have the rights to your own bones.
That's
like.
what I said. 'Cause I told them.
What?
I was so beyond
You can sell them on the black market.
No, actually, so get this. Like, when they went into surgery, they were only supposed to take out 3, right? On one side.
Yeah.
And then when I woke up, like, just imagine, like, waking up so gonzo. They're like, hey.
No.
They're like, it was actually worse than we thought. They're like, we had to take out 3 on the other side. They're like, it was pretty bad. And I was like, huh? And then the first thing I said was like, can I keep him? I was like, I want to make a crazy necklace.
Remember we talked
I
about
was,
that?
yeah,
before?
yeah.
Into that. So
Yeah,
maybe
we
that
talked about it before.
maybe that was stuck in Josh's head. Cause
No, I think it was,
We had talked
'cause I thought about
that.
it.
Like, he's like, I'm going to surgery. I was like, you gotta make a necklace out of
Dude,
that.
we did talk about it. Because low key, me and you knew, like, the ribs were gone.
Yeah.
We already knew. Like, it's done. And I woke up, and my mom was like, I asked the nurse that, and I was so morphed out, dude. And my mom was like, why do you keep flirting with all the nurses? I'm like, What nurses?
They kept you alive,
Like
bro.
subconsciously, I was just flirting with all the nurses. I was getting
It
all the
was
numbers.
just your personality.
Come on, what's your number?
Oh my gosh.
No,
You
but
saved my life.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I still, dude, I would be lying if I said I wasn't dealing with chronic pain.
Yeah.
But like, that's why I'm so obsessed with working out because
How
it kind of
are
helps
you
me.
feeling now?
The more I work out, the better I feel.
Okay.
So I'm just obsessed with working out.
Because you look healthier.
Thanks.
Like, I mean,
You're
we
buff,
haven't
bro.
seen you in a while. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
been
you
a
doing
minute.
snowboarding.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, it was at
then-
Santa Fe, huh?
It's
Dude, you're
kinda
catching
been a
hella air.
while.
You were jumping over me standing up tall, over 6 feet off the ground.
That was a
man.
fun day.
Yeah, I think
was
that's
sick.
the last time I saw you.
Yeah,
So.
it's been a minute.
But yeah, you're looking healthy.
Thank you. Honestly, that means a lot to me because, you know, we do what we do to survive, you know?
Yeah.
So we just step up to the plate and bat and do the best that we can. You know, Marisa, Hunter,
Do what the cards
you guys are some rebels.
Yeah.
Hunter-
Have you not seen us?
Can we talk about this guy's biking?
Yeah, Hunter's being shy. But he's
What would you call it, BMX?
Yeah.
like street.
It's
I would say
bicycle motocross is what BMX stands for, but there's multiple disciplines. You have flatland riding. That's people that can balance on their bike all different type of ways. Just be happy riding their bike in their driveway,
Right.
essentially. And then you have street riders who would look at a sidewalk at a certain way and think, oh, I could perform a certain stunt here on the street, into the
Right.
street,
That's
landing into
hard,
the street.
bro. It's harder than it seems.
Shit's fucking
And then you have park riders who mainly spend their time in bowls
Just
or
drop deep.
yeah.
They're crazy.
I've followed all of his homies because you guys have them
Yeah.
over partying.
Yeah, they're fucking wild.
Dude.
Like,
What's that one guy's name that's short and like kind of redhead, but like
oh, Doyle.
DJ? Yeah.
Oh.
he's like a
that's
little short guy. He rolled the stairs. Remember?
O'Doyle rules.
Remember we
I
were
think
at your
that's-
house and he just
Yeah.
rolled the stairs. He's
Oh,
like, "Ah."
yeah, that's definitely O'Doyle. DJ Donnie Harris shouts.
Oh, there's something.
These bikers, man, there's something else. I'll tell you what. They all have a crazy story.
Do you guys want me to tell you a crazy biker story, but unrelated to BMX? Like biker,
Yeah,
like motorcycle.
motorcycle.
Always.
So I think it was 2000.
Real bikes.
It was 2015 or so. I was still dating Macy, and I had just left a Chris Brown concert.
Sorry.
Not by my choice.
We're both like
Not by my choice. I was just there.
in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I was just there. You know, and I'm like, all
Sorry,
right,
Josh.
I
Didn't
guess.
mean to laugh at
No,
that.
so but you know the main reason why I went to that is because J. Cole was like the beginning guy,
Yeah, like
and
the
I was
opener.
obsessed with J. Cole.
Showing up for the opening.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
leaving
exactly.
I saw
Yeah.
him like open up for Drake.
I
Like,
did
years
not
ago.
care about Chris Brown.
Yeah.
And so J. Cole's opening, I'm like, dude, I will go rock out for J. Cole. And so anyways, I went home. You guys already know that Allsup's on 314
Yeah.
by the Wild Pony.
You live by there, right?
Exactly. So my girl was house sitting that night, and you know, I don't think she went to the concert, but she was home. You know, she's like, yeah, you know, bring samosas, burritos. I'll stay up.
Oh.
And so I'm like, chill, bruh. So I stop at the Allsup's and I get some burritos and whatever, you know, whatever I could buy.
Yeah.
Maybe alcohol, I don't remember. And I walk out and I hear like a confrontation. Yo, this is my territory. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
los
what?
chop.
Oh, this is what? My territory.
What?
So I walk out of curiosity, and all of a sudden, so like there's like 10 guys here, 10 guys here. Everyone pulls out revolvers and just starts spraying each other.
Revolvers.
You were in the crossfire.
Yes.
Didn't your truck get fucking
Blasted.
Wait, are revolvers like the guns that have all the?
A 6-shooter?
Let's just say my truck had 7 holes in it. And I'm like, just like an innocent bystander, like holding my
I'm
burrito.
sorry.
Fuckers
You're like-
are reloading.
So my
That's
dad,
scary. Were
they like the
the craziest
Were
thing
they
like
like
about
a
this whole
gang
story
or
is like my
something?
dad, yeah, there was like a local gang and then the Los Bandidos.
That's scary as fuck.
And the
Josh.
Bandidos just murdered 2 people right by
You
my
were
truck.
literally in the
Wait,
middle
I remember.
of that.
Like, was
Yeah.
it the news at all? I remember that.
No, so like,
Come on,
okay,
don't
you know what's
blame
already
me.
out there. So I literally jumped. Like, there was so much crossfire. My dad bought me a toolbox for my truck a week before.
Yeah.
And someone tried shooting me. And they hit my... And it bounced around in the toolbox. And there was a bullet in there. And as soon as that happened, I'm not kidding, I jumped in my truck. I put it in reverse. And I think, like a movie, I literally drove away with my head down. And I was like trying to pill out. And there was bullets flying through my truck. And I just let it fly for like 4 months.
Dude, I think
Dude, finally after 4 months, they found me on the camera. And they're like, you have to give a statement.
Did you have to go to court and shit?
No,
Or
but I
was
had
it
to give a
just the
statement
police?
for the police.
He lived to tell the tale.
Dude, I just told him the
Dude,
truth. I'm like, dude, I was like, I just got finished watching Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, I know what happens to rats.
Yeah, you're just an innocent person. You're like,
I'm like,
I'm not mad at
I'm like,
anybody
I ain't
else.
about to give nothing up, dude. I'm chilling.
You're like, I was just there.
Yeah, and I was like, and dude, but get this. So they searched my truck. They found 4 more bullets that I didn't even know were in there.
What?
Dude, that's
They found
scary.
4
And you
bullets
didn't
in my
get
truck.
hit?
Dude, I was hot. Dude, if my dad wouldn't have bought me that toolbox, they said that a bullet would have nailed my head.
Dude, shout out to your dad.
Shout out
For
to-
real.
Shout out to
Saved your
Diego.
life.
Hidden
There you go.
blessings.
Shout out to El Capitan.
Shouts to working.
But dude, so that was the Los Chap shootout.
Gosh. I can't believe you made it through that.
Dude, remember that one time? Remember that one guy just jumped in the trap house? He was like, they're trying to get me.
Oh man. So, should I like go into that?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know the trap house, which most of you guys do, if you're friends with Josh or you're friends with me.
You probably do.
But it was like a really cute neighborhood, but if you went a street over, you're always gonna have some crazy people, like...
Hardcore.
Yeah, like it was just the hood. Even though our house was really nice, the hood was a block over. This guy literally just came in, like... I think he was a hobo, right?
We were on a level.
Yeah, we were already all partying. He's like,
That's
no,
what
we
messed
gotta
us up.
hide. Like, he just ran in. Everyone's like, who is this guy? The cops never came.
So
But
the craziest
he
thing
was
is,
like a
just
hot
imagine
mess.
everyone, I think there's at least 15 people.
Always.
Lit. And there was this
He just
guy
ran
that just
in.
opened the front door and hid behind the window. And he's like, they're trying to kill me. And we're like, what? Where did you come from? He's like, they're gonna shoot
yeah,
me.
and he was hiding.
I literally grabbed that guy by his shirt. I'm like, if you don't get out of here, I'm gonna kill you. And I threw him out.
Yeah. Josh, like...
Dude, I was the only guy there, I think, at
It
the
was
time.
scary. A lot of the times, there was, like, weird people around the house.
Shout out to the trap house.
Welcome back to the trap house.
So, I was telling you guys before, like, whenever we were kind of hanging out before this, like, about shooting a snowboard documentary.
Yeah.
I
Warren
think it's
Miller.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen.
Guys, like, Josh is the best person to go snowboarding with. Like, well,
Dude, we shred
like
hard.
me, Hunter, and Josh. I mean, they're way above me, like snowboarding
you
level.
tear
But
it up.
I finally learned how to carve. I can fucking shred.
No, you
keep
tear it
up
up.
with the group.
You tear it up, bro.
But I can't wait to see them do some crazy. Fucking
Honestly,
shit.
like, we're gonna come out with one of the best films ever.
Yeah.
Like
Like, they could do
One of the
Flip.
best, like, one of the best, like, New
send
Mexico
it,
dated
like-
films ever. And there's been so much that's happened, like how you said, like, I had 3 missing ribs. Like, that's all because of snowboarding. Like,
Dude.
we're so dedicated.
Yeah.
It's not
Like,
6.
people don't realize, like, people would think, like, why are you still on a board? Like, it's just what we do.
Yeah, it's a
You know,
crazy
it's just how we
sport.
live.
That's
Like you've been injured so much on your bike, it's like, you can't stop.
actually
Once you find your addiction, you just love it.
like one of my worst injuries is actually from snowboarding though, which is ironic because like I usually identify as a BMXer, but like I was incapacitated essentially. I was unable to walk for actually I think it was 7 weeks. I was on crutches for 7 weeks, and
That's snowboarding for you, bro.
essentially I just hit a tree so hard that I've never seen stars in my life until that day. I've already had multiple concussions at this point. So like I've already like rattled.
You've been through that.
I've already
Yeah,
rattled
yeah.
my noggin multiple times, had amnesia, all the whole 9 yards, but like I never saw stars until I fucking hit a tree at Wolf Creek, mind
Did
you.
you hit the back of your head?
It was actually wasn't necessarily a concussion. What happened in this wreck was my snowboard went to the right of the tree, and my body essentially ran straight into the tree. And what happened?
Backside or front side?
Front. I would say backside, because
Where was this at? What mountain?
It was in Wolf Creek.
Dude, Wolf Creek, bro.
Yeah, I had a tree.
Dude, you gotta be careful, bro.
Yeah.
Because like all of a sudden you end up on the backside of the mountain.
Fuck Wolf Creek.
And you're shoulder deep.
Lost.
You're
lost.
You're like,
you're hiking.
Oh, you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
That's the first place I ever went snowboarding.
They don't be having them ropes
There's
that
nothing,
keep you
there's
safe.
nothing worse,
No.
and guys, like if you're a true snowboarder, there
You've
is
been lost.
nothing worse than being shoulder deep,
You can't get out.
locked into your snowboard. Like, I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
I
no.
remember being like this at the top of a peak, and I was like, oh,
You're gonna
okay,
die.
cool. I'm like, no one can help me for at least 3
Josh,
hours.
that's
Like,
the
it's pretty
first place I
freaky.
went snowboarding.
You
and
can't even get up. Like, mind you, the snow... Okay, so if you have ever been in real snow, like, the snow we're talking about, you put your hand down, and it just keeps going into snow. There's no solid...
There's no bottom.
There's no solid point of ground. So you're essentially just... Every time you put your arm down, it's a snake hole into snow.
If you want to
that
judge your relationship,
you just cannot
go
get up.
snowboarding, but with your partner, right, Hunter?
my girlfriend does this snowboard.
If you could teach her, if she can
What?
teach you, that's a...
Like,
No,
we
but
didn't think our relationship would make
Riz
it to
can keep up.
snowboarding.
Because I know. Because me and Danny bombed the mountain. And I remember looking back and Riz was right there, just like, I'm like,
She's
Come on,
geeked
shout out
out.
to Hunter,
dude,
because, like,
you were
before
there,
that,
dude.
I could
You were there
not.
with you, Jake, Hunter, like, we were bombed.
Like,
my whole
His
okay,
whole family's a boarder.
my whole family, but
Did
when
you
I
grow up
say that,
skiing
I mean
or snowboarding?
snowboarding. We've always been snowboarding. We never even stepped into a pair of skis, never even walked in the boots, so I couldn't tell you
That's how I feel.
how difficult it is to walk upstairs in them things. But yeah, she's a boarder through and through. Through and through.
Thanks to him, though, because I
She-
would have never, like, I
She-
went with Johnny, you know,
Ray?
shout out to Johnny, yeah, and we went to Wolf Creek,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, like, he's like, you know how to do it, right? Just get off the lift. Left me.
Hey, you know how to do it. Just get off the
And
lift.
She been
I-
pancaked
yeah,
off the lift.
I literally got thrown off the lift, lost him, fell again in that snow that's like this deep. Because I just was like, okay, like it's like longboarding, right?
No,
like,
it's,
and it's not.
so bad.
But that's my thought.
Dude, there's nothing worse than being...
I
remember being... Dude, my worst memory at Wolf Creek was being buried to my nose. I tried to throw a backflip,
You're just stuck.
and I may or may not have landed, but I just remember waking up and this was me.
Right.
And I just remember doing this. This is survival, and I was like literally
scary,
trickling
yeah,
myself
you're
out
trying.
of it. It's so
Alright,
hard.
quick anecdote about backflips.
Leave it to Hunter.
So one of my core memories with this guy, you had just recently graduated from UNM, right?
I don't know what story you're trying to tell, so maybe yeah.
You well, essentially the story I'm telling. We were at the circular fountain at UNM, and we were just super hyped. He had graduated from somewhere, I can't recall, but
Maybe
you
UNM.
had
It was
graduated.
UNM, yeah.
And like I was just joking around. And I was all, damn, I'm so stoked I'm about to backflip off this bench. And then next thing I know, Joshua Cruz Griego is climbing up this freaking bench. The tubing on the top that he was standing on was no more than 2 inches thick
It's so limp.
in diameter. So he's standing on the top of a bench, rickety as heck, thinner than this freaking red Solo cup. And he just backflipped off the top of it, and I was like, I was dumbfounded. I was so enamored by this backflip. Spontaneous too, like just for the homies.
Sometimes,
like,
dude,
usually when you're doing something stupid, like you're all, yo, film this. This is gonna be cool. Hey, I'm gonna
zero film.
Yeah.
If I get fucked up, hey, it's on film. Blah blah blah. But He didn't even tell us that. Like, we didn't even have that much money. We couldn't even pull out our phones to record this.
And sent that. Like, you sent it full on, just like...
The spontaneity of that backflip, just, like, it's heartwarming to this day. Like, and that is one of my core memories of you. Man. I'm always going to identify you.
Hey, cheers to that.
Cheers.
This is empty, but cheers.
I'm grateful for our friendship, Josh.
Me too. Because you're one of the, like, first people that I first started sending it with. Yeah. And, like, obviously, like, you know, we can't afford to have someone follow us with a camera all the time. But you and I both know, like, we've been going hard since we're, like, at least 17.
Yeah.
You know,
younger than that.
Like I remember being in high school, and I just remember bragging about Marisa. I'm like, Marissa's my home.
Yeah, like
I'm like, I will do anything for this girl. And they're like, Marisa from Los Angeles. I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, I got her back, and like seriously, dude, like people like Danny loves you.
Yeah, Danny and me have been friends since like. Shout out to Danny, but
we ran into him on his birthday.
I've been friends with them since like 5th grade. Like
exactly.
Maybe not best friends, but we went to school together.
No,
and we've had the same classes.
Exactly.
Like we saw Danny for his birthday.
Exactly.
We didn't know we were gonna see him, but him and Johnny are like a day apart.
Yeah.
And we went out for Johnny's birthday.
See?
Ran into Danny and it was still just fun, huh?
Yeah. See, he knows. And like all of the people that are like super important to me, like these guys know what's up.
Same.
Like Laguna, Danny, you know, Brandon. Brandon was almost here, except he's
shout out to Brandon.
Like, girl, I guess. Just kidding.
Cheers to funner times. Too bad we don't
Shout out to AJ Romero. Bachelor party. I was
2 copies of everybody.
Let's go crash the bachelor.
We're gonna have our own bachelor party.
Bachelor party.
Speaking of scheduling, you guys ever double book yourselves?
Nah. Actually, yeah.
That's Hunter's life story, but.
I've been double booked my whole life.
So I'm like super like careful on like how I book people. I do all the booking and I like try and plan it on because I work a 980 schedule, so that means that I have every other Friday off. So I try and plan like my podcast on my Friday off.
Yeah.
I wasn't off today.
You worked today and then you did this?
Yeah.
Damn.
I went hardcore.
He got multiple jobs.
I got an IV.
Multiple jobs.
Damn.
See,
you're like you're fucking real.
Working out is its own job, so that's 3 jobs.
Basically.
And then I have 3 jobs.
I mean, not that.
4 jobs. Having a girlfriend is a whole job in itself. 4.
Shout out to Kiana. She is the best.
She's amazing, but 4 jobs. That's more lenses than this fucking camera has.
That's too many. Actually, that's a lot, huh? There is actually a bunch of stuff down there.
You want a ginger?
No.
Ginger.
I'm like,
no, so I think like one of my first memories of Marisa was whenever we were maybe at a Montanza. And like I think maybe Uncle
Why you gotta bring all this shit up?
It's not bad.
Okay.
No, I just remember Uncle Clayton. Remember Uncle Clayton?
I miss R.I.P. Uncle Clayton because he was the best.
Yeah, and Uncle Clayton would be like, "So you guys want a beer?" And we were like in 6th grade. We're like,
"Yeah."
Like we didn't know what was up, and he's like, "Stir these shit on it for like an hour." And we're like, "Okay."
Speaking of Uncle Clayton,
we would literally
wearing ripped jeans right now. He would always like every time I was around him, he's like, "Hey, throw Willie, who's my dad, throw Willie's daughter some money because he can't afford to buy her nice jeans."
See?
And because I always wear ripped jeans.
That's
so
ATG.
just me, you know?
That's ATG.
And my dad would be like, "Stop wearing ripped jeans around Uncle Clayton, like making me look poor."
See, Uncle Clayton, he was so real.
And Uncle Clayton just like, "We gotta throw money in a hat for Willie's daughter. She can't afford jeans."
That's like, honestly why I love Jake and Luke so much because like they literally are Clayton.
Yeah.
You know?
He's
so like when we show up on the mountain, I hear these guys laugh.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's the same laugh. Like Jake and Uncle Clayton have that same laugh. Like
it's like honestly like a drug.
Yeah.
Like once they start laughing, you can't help but laugh.
Yeah. Sometimes
same with Roy Ball.
People's laughs are better
Josh
than
Roy
the
Ball.
punchline.
Oh my god! If Josh Roy Ball laughs,
I miss Roy Ball, dude.
Dude, shout out to Roybal. Got married to Sabrina. Wasn't invited to the wedding, but I love you guys.
Cheers. They didn't want us there. They're like, nah. That's too expensive for open bar. You know.
They're all actually.
Damn. Everybody's getting married.
Yeah. Dude, I had so much people give me so much crap for not like proposing in Hawaii. I'm like, dude,
what's all this pressure to get married
there's so
nowadays?
much pressure. I'm like, just because I'm 28, like, chill out.
It's kind of weird to have.
Dude,
those,
like I can have kids.
you know?
I can have at least 3 kids, 4 kids right now. Like,
I gotta have
dude,
a whole
I still
family
look like
right
I'm
now.
17.
Yeah, that's like me and Hunter think we're still like.
I could be struggling with 4 kids right now. We could be struggling. We're struggling with our dogs.
Yeah, we have 3 dogs.
Cut us some slack. Come on.
Do you still have that lab?
She's a golden retriever.
Her
The
name's
gold one, Belle.
Belle.
That's the one you love, Belle.
I like Belle.
And
Which
then we
stands
have
for beautiful.
Zelda.
in
All the
French.
other ones you could.
Have you met Frank?
I'm just kidding.
You saw that here, folks.
I just meant like.
I'm on where our dogs go missing. You know why?
I'm on. I'm just kidding.
Oh, speaking of dogs, Frank almost got stolen.
Yeah, our wiener
prior.
dog, he runs away all the time.
Dude, tell Frank to chill out.
And he ran away today.
You need to give him a stomach pad.
These
People be
were
saying
picking him
shot
up.
collar.
Like, they were literally driving by, they had him in his truck, and I was like, they're stealing Frank.
How did you get him back?
I ran out. No socks.
Did you grab him from the...
No socks, no shirt. I didn't grab him out of the truck. He was on the ground, thankfully. By the time I
little
was out
Frank
there.
got rolled around.
But he was about to get swooped. It's like, swoop! Like, you're gone
Like an
forever.
owl.
Like, gone.
Well, dude,
like,
he's gotten on the freeway. Like, you know how we live right by the
What are
freeway?
you guys torturing him? Why is he trying to run away?
No, we saved him. But
he sleeps in our bed every fucking night.
He thinks, like, his life is so hard. He's an emo boy.
Could we take him out? Let's cook some hot dogs.
We're gonna take him to a resort. He's more of a bratwurst.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's
Frank,
a dick boy.
he's
I
more-
remember Frank.
Yeah,
he
you
would
met
always
him.
drag his...
As soon as I say bratwurst.
He's lost a lot of weight. So
you know
Josh,
what, Frank? This is your last chance.
don't fat shame Frank, our wiener
Hey,
dog.
Frank, I'm fat shaming the heck out of you. If you don't step your stuff up by New Year's, I'm gonna eat you like that bratwurst.
We gotta step our
I'm
shit
all
up.
Josh, he's lost weight. So
You better
gotta
show him
see
this
it.
podcast. Give him some motivation.
Okay.
Say, if you don't, Josh. Say, do you want him to bite you?
He is sassy with you. You haven't been to our house in a while. You haven't checked out our drum set.
Dude,
Our
I'm a drummer.
amps. We have amps, drum set. What else? Bass, guitars, like.
So what do you want to play
everything.
tonight? We can try to make a song.
That could very much be a possibility.
Did we bring the music?
Good job on the ginger.
I almost brought a fucking guitar tonight. Too.
Did you?
I was so close. I almost brought an acoustic just to fucking.
That's so hippie.
Mess around,
Hunter's so
but-
good at like guitar. It's crazy.
No.
I'm just kind of like the backup.
Hey, so for those of you guys watching, there might be a song tonight released. I've been a bass guy lately.
Have you got to come over and
I'm a
play our
funky
music?
guy.
Yeah.
So you're coming over
I'm
after
the type
this?
to be like,
Yeah, let's go jam after this. You down?
It's fucking Friday, dude.
it's Friday. Hey, shout out to
T-
Against the Grain, episode 30.
32.
Is it at the
Three.
end already?
That's 3-2.
No, it's
Oh.
okay. Maybe it is.
I'm all stressed. I'm like, did I say enough?
Ooh, it's close to the end.
Close to the end.
Guys.
Shout out your Instagram handles right now.
Alright, mine's Mr. Havenor, mr.havenor. And
Mine's the Marisinator, Trippy Wrist. I think I'm about to change it to Boring Wrist because I've grown up a lot. So, not as trippy as I used to be. I really appreciate you guys like viewing us, hanging out with us. Josh is one of my best friends in life. I'm glad he had us on the podcast. It's not over yet, but just glad to have your full attention tonight.
yeah, it's definitely a surreal experience to be a guest on this show. you
Yeah,
know?
we
Like,
feel fucking famous. Like, we're the first couple that's ever been on this. Cause, come here, Hunty.
Shout out to that. Shout out to being a couple. Shout out to listening.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to us. We didn't even share any of our couple advice.
Yeah, shouts to listening.
But
If
we love you
nothing
guys.
else, if no other couple advice is shared on this show,
Can we talk about that for a second?
listening.
So, obviously, the people that have been following us, you guys are the first couple, right?
It's,
And
Yeah.
this is like the first couple that's like joined and like.
besides
you know.
you and Kiana.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah. So, like, I don't know, like, I was even telling you guys this before, because Marisa's been my friend for so long. I didn't feel right just having just her on.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah,
like
it felt
we're like
so-
a pair
Like
deal.
in my head, I just imagine like having you on the table and like Hunter sitting on the couch, and I'm like, that'd be so awkward.
Yeah, or like I even told Hunter before I came, I was like, I'm not good at like talking in front of people.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, maybe I'll just film you and Josh or something.
Dude, like I can't like count how many guests we've had that are like sweating. They're like, I don't know if I could talk for an hour. Like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like,
Yeah.
as soon as we start talking, like the hour's gonna pass by
Yeah.
in like 30 seconds. You know what I
It's
mean?
because like we have so many good memories together.
yeah,
Josh,
and like we haven't even touched on it.
yeah, like,
That's why I say like
I'm like-
our first 50 guests on this podcast are gonna be recurring guests.
yeah.
so, like,
we have too many
guys gonna be
stories.
back,
like,
obviously.
Who's been on here twice? The guy we saw.
Danny.
Dang, Palomino. Shouts. He's already got 2.
Yo, Danny's a boy though.
Danny's
I've been
good.
keeping track.
And
I have a
I'm
really
keeping
tight
track.
circle. I have a really tight circle, and obviously,
Yeah, I'm glad you finally asked us. To be fair,
You know what?
just because I was like, I put my name in the drawing like 20 times. You're like,
shut up, Riz. You know I got
I know,
you.
I was just kidding.
I was
Quality
waiting for that
over
time.
quantity.
But
Exactly.
yeah, like,
This is all
it's
water.
so cool being a couple that's on here. Because
No,
like
seriously.
me and Hunter are like a pair deal at this point.
You
Like,
are.
Like we are best friends.
I've had some
We-
of my best times ever with you guys.
Yeah, we've grown up together. Like
I
Shout
like
out
how you guys take turns being responsible for each other.
we
That's the
do.
funniest thing
Like
ever.
you know,
that.
we're
That's
starting to
a-
look the same. Like I wish my hair was as long as his.
I remember I went on a journey at your house. Remember I was riding the bike?
Yeah, that was one.
Good
That was
times.
such a-
Dude, I thought I was like a professional. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we'll post a picture. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll post a picture after this. Remember I was wearing that like
That
crazy...
cheetah. It was
That was on
not
my
a
bike.
zebra.
Dude, that was like my alter ego. I was
That
like,
was so
on
much
one.
fun. That was such a fun night. Like
Do you remember that?
Yeah, we rarely
I-
have parties at our house, but when we do, like
Dude, I remember one of those professional BMXers like shredded the whole stairs down.
it was Dev.
Remember that guy?
It was
Shout-
DJ.
Yeah, with the
No.
short arms, the ginger guy.
Oh, is it Ginger?
Oh, Doyle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Doyle.
Maybe. I don't
Oh,
know. He was
Doyle
just
rules.
I was
Wasn't you
like,
there when Dev was there too, or no?
The Dev has visited many
I
times.
mix everything together. 'Cause
So,
and even Liv's boyfriend was there.
David.
I'm gonna have Liv's boyfriend on the comic book.
You know,
He's so chill.
Who
I
dat?
already yelled at him plenty of times.
I remember. I was
Yeah,
actually that
'cause
was one of
I
the
was
nights.
watching a lot of Real Housewives.
Well,
at
let's
the
not
time.
end on that.
Sorry, guys. I just think.
Shout out to Spider-Man. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, but regardless
Spider-Man.
of that, our house is a fantasy factory. If any of you guys
It really
ever get
is. Like, if
crazy,
you guys want to do
and
some,
we built like crazy ramps in there now.
that's a fact. That's facts.
And we have drums, bass. We have the
I
whole
thought you said we
setup.
had drugs.
I mean,
No,
I'm not
you
gonna
really
put
do,
that
though.
out there.
Cause like you guys make music videos.
You guys gotta come check it.
We
I
will.
mean, you haven't been there since we've gone.
I'm gonna put an Against the Grain flag in there. Sponsor you guys.
Yes.
Shout out to the Allied Plumbing Warehouse.
Yeah.
Is
Yo.
this the end of the podcast?
Yeah, I think this is it,
already,
guys. Let's bring it in,
Josh?
guys.
Yeah, we barely.
Hey, wait,
even,
real
like,
quick. What's your Instagram handles?
The Maricinator. I think we threw it out there.
At?
already. At the Maricinator.
At Mr. Havenor.
Let's get crazy, baby!
Oh,